The finals just got a brand new patch, 3.2. We also have some brand new leaks around a new skin. We have a few more details that the patch notes didn't cover, as well as some back-end stuff with the development of the finals in general, and a whole bunch more. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the final. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, as always we do have that opening statement from Oscar, as well as on the patch notes itself. For the opening statement on the Discord here from Oscar, he did say obviously update 3.2 is live, and with that there is a setting for the new stage. The Ospu's Expo is going live tomorrow, so there will be a new sponsor there. He did go in here to say keep your eyes peeled during the expo for some weekend contracts as well. They also have quite a few bug fixes and tweaks coming in this update, and such as the ability to reconnect in private matches, a fix for an issue where the winch claw would get your character stuck after being hooked, and a fix for the knife backstab being able to hit multiple times. Oscar also did go on here to quick note they had to temporarily disable the solo banquet mode from private matches while they work on a solution solving an issue with the mode itself, so that is why it is gone with this update. That does cover from Oscar's side of things. We do actually have the patch note opening statement here. They of course went on here to talk about the sponsor stuff, where they did say today is the last day of the Ingimo Open, and tomorrow we are proud to announce the Ospu's Expo. In this leg of the world tour, things will get busy and explosive in Monaco, Las Vegas, and Kyoto. Although they do mention here the rules will be standard cash out and to keep an eye out for some contracts over on the weekend. Dusty actually does clarify this over on the Discord, or someone asked here what is the new rule set for the cash out this week. Dusty clarified saying that it's the standard cash out, no new rules, just a new sponsor, different map set, and some weekend contract. They also did clarify about the new sponsor segment or the new sponsor statement, and they said no, the sponsor will be Ospu, so not necessarily a new one, just different. It is a bit unfortunate there to not see a new rule set with this week, as I thought we were going to get some rule changes with that. I would have liked to see some things spiced up there. Hopefully we do get that in the coming weeks. At least there is some new map changes there and that new sponsor and new contracts. Jumping over to the actual patch notes, so we did actually have some animation fixes here. This was mostly pertaining to the different spec things, as well as getting revived and issues with the weapon being visible. Also one where players would get stuck in a sword lunge animation, and they also fixed a bug where statues wouldn't even spawn. Jumping over to the gadgets, we did have some changes there. The grapple hook can no longer attach to surfaces that are out of bounds. Dome shield had an issue fixed where it would skip on or bounce off of water surfaces. Game modes got some changes here. Of course we did have that solo banquet temporarily disabled. Private matches, disconnected players can now reconnect, and they also fixed an issue that would cause the game to lock players in a state of accepting an invite. For cash out, they fixed an issue where the cash box icon would not reappear after fading away for the first time when in the possession of another team. Terminal attack got some changes here as well. They fixed a bug that could cause extraction location names not to be visible at the start of the round. They fixed motion blur being incorrectly forced during the warm-up phase. I believe I did notice that during the private event as well, although I actually thought that was DLSS kicking in there, but yeah, that does seem that was the motion blur. Fixed an issue where key insertion failed after the hold interaction was completed, and they improved the penalty system for delivering sanctions to players who leave matches early. So hopefully that should give a little bit more there with the penalization with that stuff, as I know a lot of people were complaining about TA leavers, especially when it was the only quick play option. People kept saying that there was a lot of people leaving from that. Hopefully those new consequences do stop players from actually doing that. Power shift had a bug fixed here that made it possible to overtake the platform after the round had ended, and performance had improvements on cosmetics in distance fields to save memory. So maybe some of those memory leak issues or any of the performance stuff was fixed there. For specializations, the winch claw had an issue fixed where players lunging with the sword that could get stuck in a capped state when hit with the winch claw. UI also had some changes here. They fixed some of the stuff with the battle pass, as well as terminal attack, matchmaking, and reconnections, and disconnected players will now be hidden in certain squads in the intro screen. Weapons did get some changes here, although not any balance changes. For the dagger, they fixed an issue where the dagger's secondary backstab could hit multiple players at once, which was unintended. They do have a dev note on that here. They said melee weapons have the ability to hit multiple targets, was a new addition with unintended consequence. They've now refined that so the heavy attack intended for single targets can't be used to hit multiple people. Sledgehammer had the same change here where the sledgehammer's secondary overhead swing could hit multiple players at once, which again was unintended. I do have a note here from Oscar who did go over this. In a response to someone here quoting the patch notes, he did say here the normal attack for the sledge is a swing and can multi-hit, but the top-down right-click attack is a single attack. So the melee weapon still did get those AOE buffs, or at least the AOE changes with the season. However, that heavy attack for both of the melee weapons can no longer do the multi-hit. SR-84 got an issue fixed where the scope glint effect would not be shown at distances over 150 meters. We got some changes with the maps, and this one being a big one. This was for Kyoto, and a lot of people gave feedback on this specifically, where they tweaked the destruction behavior to better support prolonged combat and traversal by making buildings collapse more slowly and to break into larger chunks and debris to settle faster. There was a dev note here saying they felt Kyoto buildings were a bit too brittle, so they tweaked the destruction behavior to be more sturdy, and they'll continue to monitor that and apply further changes where necessary. I know that was a big topic of discussion around the feedback for Season 3, where Kyoto just felt a little bit too brittle, and yeah, buildings kind of collapsed quite easily, and it made traversal there and moving around objectives a little bit hard. So I'm glad to see some changes there with that. Monaco changed the collision of the see-through curtain so that all projectiles and thrown objects pass through them. And then for the security tab here, they do have further enhancements to their aimbot detection for faster reaction time. That does cover the patch note side of things. Of course, we also did get a store update where we did get that beginning trailer showcase for the Hazard Duty. Again, this has been shown off in a lot of the trailer footage as well as the key art. We also got brand new weapon bundles for all of the classes, which is kind of a more modern default look to some of the weapons, which again was for light, medium, and heavy. We also did get some data mining stuff and a leaked new skin for the backpacks. So this one here overall is actually really cool looking. Looks like it's tied to the ORF sponsorship or the ORF skin set, or it is kind of mimicking a Game Boy or some type of video game console on the actual backpack. Really cool skin there. This has again been data mined, so this will probably be coming in the coming days to weeks. Although we did see that dog skin and dog backpack or dog bling, which was data mined several weeks to months before it actually did get released with Season 3. So who knows, this might be way too early to showcase the skin. Sometimes they do accidentally include these. We'll have to wait and see on all that there. Some last minute mentionables here. Oscar did go over some of the stuff happening behind the scenes, where people were getting a little bit antsy about the patch notes and when the patch would release. Oscar did say here that he was in a meeting right now for the update itself, or at least at the time of them being able to publish the patch. He went on to further elaborate here, saying that all the stakeholders who need to be in agreement to sit down in a meeting and go through the various checklists to make sure we got everything under control, and then they push the update button and send the communication. He also further clarified here that saying one person is from the game client, one is from the QA department, one is from the server, one from production, and one from the community, etc, etc. So before these things do go out, before all the patch notes and everything gets pushed out, they actually do have a release meeting. It seems like every single week when the patches do come out. Good to note there on some of the back end stuff that at least it's being under control there, and kind of a cool detail overall that I thought I would share. Overall, that should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.